So the second part of this is this idea of moving like water. And this is a way that you can embrace uncertainty and redefine failure. If you've ever watched water flow, you know that when it comes up against an obstacle, it doesn't stop necessarily. It finds a way around. And water is the softest of substances. So even when it isn't able to find a way around, over time it will actually erode whatever the obstacle is that's in its way. And that's what I'm advocating that we do when we come up against our obstacles. When you anticipate and embrace this idea that there will be setbacks, there will be things that will be in your way, and you accept that, and not only accept it, but in some cases you can actually look forward to it, you become much more resilient. So instead of getting all hung up about the obstacle, you're able to look for the next best thing and adjust quickly. And one of the things that allows you to do this is having an intention. So when you have an intention for something, it's almost like having an overriding magnet that helps propel you to your destination by informing your way. So I like to think of it almost as like a GPS, you know? If you have a destination that you want to go to in your phone, and you put it in your phone or you put it on your GPS, and you take the wrong track, have you ever noticed how your phone or your GPS automatically reroutes you? That's exactly what we can do ourselves. So we take a wrong path, or maybe there's construction or traffic in the path, and we find a way to reroute and find a way through so that that overarching intention, what it is that we really want to do, becomes something that draws us toward it. And it does it in such a way that we have to do things we didn't originally anticipate, and we need to find creative solutions to things that would otherwise throw us for a loop instead. So this idea of moving like water is really being fluid, not letting things stop you, and allowing yourself to say, so what? Now what? And I bet when you stop getting so hung up in this idea that there's obstacles and they're frustrating and you don't know what to do, and instead focus on what is it that you can do instead, you'll find that you'll make much faster progress and you'll enjoy the process a lot more too. So when you don't let the process stop you, what you can do is you can actually turn setbacks into springboards. And there's famous examples of this as well. You've probably heard the story of 3M about the inventor that was trying to create a glue that was so strong it would stick to anything indefinitely. And what he ended up creating as he experimented was the exact opposite, a glue that stuck to things but nothing permanently. And that ultimately became the Post-it note, which of course went on to sell millions of dollars of product. There's another even more classic story about the chocolate chip cookie. I don't know if it's true or not, but I like the story, so I'm going to repeat it for you. And the idea is that somebody was trying to make chocolate cookies, but forgot to melt the chocolate chips before they put them in the oven. Alas, the chocolate chip cookie was born. So the whole point of this is when you move like water, sometimes things will take a twist or a turn that you didn't anticipate. When you don't get hung up and frustrated that things aren't working the way you thought they should, you're able to see an alternate route. Here's another classic example. Walt Disney, when Disneyland was in construction, had an idea of where all the walkways were going to go, but the park opened up to a few visitors before all the sidewalks were paved. And what the people working the park started telling him was, they're not walking where the sidewalks should be. And do you know what he said? Don't pave the sidewalks, let them walk. See where they're going, and then pave the sidewalks on their paths. That's exactly the point. So we got to be open to adjusting our plans and not so attached to needing things to happen just the way that we want them to. And in that way, we have the freedom and flow to be able to do things, again, we may not have even anticipated. And sometimes you'll find that an idea actually comes to you because it needs to come through you. If you can think about your projects and your inspirations and your ideas as something that's coming through you, you can think of your job as to be completely unobstructed. And you can have faith that whatever it is that wants to be created through your work, through your hands, is going to find a way out. And again, just having faith in that, just recognizing that there might be something bigger at play, can help you release your attachment to the point where you start to see solutions that previously evaded you, and you start to see paths that you didn't even realize were open, so that you can move through them just like water.